In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to fix this bending issue in Cinema 4D. If your extruded shapes aren't deforming the way you expect, the solution usually comes down to using the right deformer, placing it correctly, and making sure your mesh has enough subdivisions to bend smoothly. Start by selecting your extruded object, then add a deformer and place it in the same hierarchy. In practice, that means making the deformer a child of the extrude object, or grouping both under the same null. Hierarchy matters. If the deformer isn't paired with the object this way, nothing will happen. Also, make sure the deformer's bounding box actually covers your geometry. If it looks too small or misaligned, scale its size handles or use fit to parent, so the box encloses the mesh you want to affect. For simple, controllable curvature, use a bend deformer. With the bend selected, increase strength to dial in how much it bends, and adjust size to define the span of the effect. If the bend seems to happen in the wrong direction, rotate the deformer or change its orientation so the bend axis matches your object. A common mistake is leaving the deformer too short, which creates a harsh kink. Make the deformer longer than the area you want to bend to achieve a smooth, even curve. If you're aiming to wrap a shape around a sphere or create a more global warp, switch to a wrap deformer. In the wrap settings, change mode to spherical, then adjust width, height, and the angular controls to wrap your object around an imaginary sphere. Think of width and height as the sphere's diameter across different axes, and the angular settings as how far around the sphere your object travels. Increase those dimensions to avoid crushing the mesh, and fine-tune the angles to position the wrap exactly where you want it. No matter which deformer you choose, make sure your extruded object has enough segments to deform cleanly. Low poly meshes will crease and collapse under bending. On your extrude object, increase subdivisions along the extrusion depth and add more geometry on the caps. If your caps are too sparse, switch them to a regular grid and lower the grid size to add detail. You'll see the deformation become much smoother immediately. If the object still won't bend, double-check the hierarchy, confirm the deformer box fully encloses the mesh, and raise the segment count until the result looks clean. With these adjustments, you'll get predictable, professional bends and wraps every time.